E-er. Who is Dunder Moose?
Welcome back to This is Dunder Moose. We are doing it alone. We are playing by ourselves. What am I doing here? This is part 2 of the 4 Against Darkness solo playthrough. And if you guys didn't watch part 1, basically I'm kicking off a series of solo games that I'm using to try to I want to play through them in the hopes that I can create something that I can use in my face-to-face in my real people campaigns. And so it's not just going to be a dungeon that I drew and put some T-posing monsters into. It's going to actually be somewhat lived in and experienced, and people will have gone through it. So that's what it is. So if you haven't watched the previous episode, go back and watch that if you feel like it. Otherwise, we're not going to worry. It's okay if you don't care about any of that theory crafting stuff for building dungeons. If you just want to see how 4 Against Darkness goes, that's fine too. You can watch and listen along for that. But yeah, I'm going to be using this game 4 Against Darkness. It's 4 people, so you got 4 characters, and you are pitting them against the dungeon. And I kind of like that for a solo play game, just because I feel like it can get a little awkward or weird if you have just one character that you're trying to solo play through. I'm also I don't know if I'm gonna edit this or whatever, but like my other camera is right here on the screen, so I got my phone kind of recording this part of it, and I got my face up here wearing my leather Wizard McWizard hat, just trying to give you people an awesome Dunder Moose experience. Again, I'm not sure when this episode is going to go live, but as of today, on the day that I'm recording it, this is 2 years. 2-year anniversary of This is Dunder Moose on YouTube. So for those of you who've been along with me for the ride the whole time, I'm looking at you, Archer's friend, and some of those other early adopters. It's good to have you guys. For those that are just discovering the channel, maybe well, let's see. Let's just give me a little bit here, and I'll see if I earn your sub or not. But yeah, so here's the deal. We have made our way into the dungeon. Some of the doors have been locked and we haven't tried them. Some of them we have and paid the consequences for making noise and getting monster rolls. We've been attacked by ghosts. Here's the crew. First of all, I have a human warrior, and his name is Drinian. I got a better model for him this time. Drinian has a 2-handed weapon. It's crushing. So I got this guy with a warhammer. I thought this would be a good Drinian. He is our warrior. He is level 1. He's got 5 hit points left because we used some bandages at the end of last session. Accompanying him, I have Bumpy. And Bumpy's the little halfling. Bumpy is the one who carries... Oh, did I just smack the camera with my hat? The brim of my hat. My goodness, such a pro. Anywho, Bumpy's carrying the lantern, which is a very important task. If somebody drops it... Well, let's just say somebody has to always be carrying the lantern, or else things get really bad really quick. So, and Bumpy is actually level 2 now. And Bumpy has 2 hit points. He got down to 1. We had been having Drinian and Bumpy be the first 2 in the marching order. You can march 2 abreast down a hallway or a corridor. And we were keeping our rogues in the back, which was a bad strategy. Here's one rogue. His name is Rat. He is the plague doctor variety. He's got a dagger. He's good at finding traps and that sort of thing. And we got him in the back, and he's got some loot. Rat has the scroll of escape. And then finally, last but certainly not least, is our second rogue, Billie. Here she is. And again, sorry these minis aren't painted. Run a tight ship here. But anyway, so we got 2 rogues. So we're going to have Billie actually swap out We're going to still leave Bumpy with the lantern, but we're going to have Billie in the front so she can help spot those traps and help us out in that regard. You may see a giant frog here on the map. I just put him in there. This is the room we finished off on. It wasn't, in fact, a giant frog. It was a giant spider that we wound up fighting there for some secret treasure. But yeah, we've made our way through here. There's some stuff that's unexplored that we might have to go back to if this room finishes out. We have not yet fought a boss monster. Another change you will notice is I have been a little bit busy with the colored pencils in 4 Against Darkness. See, this is the Dunder Moose copy. I was looking at these black and white images and I thought, man, I just want to color them, but I don't want to use markers because that would bleed through the page and wreck the text on the backside. So I grabbed some colored pencils, and I only had a few. It's amazing what all stuff you can do with a limited color palette. But I didn't, as you can see, I didn't color all of them. But don't be surprised as we go through the book if you see some decorations, if you see some enhanced and augmented drawings. And I was thinking, I don't know how that whole thing works with live streaming and like giveaways, but if you guys would be interested in a giveaway, a Dunder Moose giveaway, maybe you could get your hands on a one and only Dunder Moose colored copy of 4 Against Darkness. If I figure out, how that all works. I don't know. Maybe that's a stupid idea. Tell me in the chat too, or in the comments. I don't have chat because we're on a video. We're not live. 2 years, and I still don't know how YouTube works. I'm trying something new, guys. Hopefully this works. If not, we'll just go back to what we were doing. But yeah, if you'd be interested, let me know. If you also were like, that's a terrible idea, don't even bring that up again. Put that also in the comments. I also, while I'm talking about what's down there, that didn't sound good, did it? That did not sound good. Anyway, go ahead and check the description. I've got, hopefully, if I figure it out, I'll have an affiliate link if you want to get your own copy of 4 Against Darkness. That if you click on it, it'll be the same price to you, but it might help support the channel. And that brings me to the fact that this channel is not ad supported. We do not have a sponsor. The good people that publish this, what are they called? Ganesha Games. There's another little illustration for you. They don't know I'm doing this. They did not send me a review copy or anything. This is my personal copy that I bought. But I do have a sponsor for today's episode. Also, this sponsor is I do not have their permission yet. So, today's sponsor is Kursova magazine. I've got my lovely copy here of Meerkat and Mongoose, Jim Brayfogle, and this is the complete collection. Oops, I got it upside down. Easy to do with the back and forth cover, but yeah, this is the complete tales of Mongoose and Meerkat, which are some amazing sword and sorcery adventures. They got a lot of books that you can check out. They've got, I think their summer issue is still out right now. If you want to pick up the summer issue of Kursova magazine, and I hopefully by the time this goes up, I will have conferred with them, and he's in. Alexander's cool with me repping them, but if so, I'm going to have a link in the description. Don't hit the camera, Dunder Moose. I have a link in the description for Kursova's website, so you can go to their web store and pick up some of the awesome pulp rev fantasy stuff. I have had him on the show too, but enough of that. When last we were with our team, we got a level 1 Drinian at 5 hit points. Billie's at level 2, with 3 hit points. Rat is level 1, has 3 hit points left, and Bumpy is level 2 with 2 hit points left. So we're kind of beat up. We're halfway through the dungeon. We have not hit a boss monster yet. And the mechanics of the game are very interesting in that you draw the map as you go, And you do not roll at all for the monsters. The players, the PCs do all the rolling. Let me get my dice out. PCs do all the rolling, and it's D6s abound. So what we've been doing, I've got a nice big old chonky red D6 for Drinian, our warrior. I've got a black D6 for Rat. I got a purple D6 for Bumpy, and Billie's got the green. And so we roll when we attack to see if we hit, see if we do damage. Then it's the monster's turn to attack, and we roll to see if we avoid it. So the monsters never roll. It's always the players that roll. So we are in this room, and we have a choice between heading to the north door or to the south door. I think we're going to check out the south door and see what's going on there. So I'm going to roll 2d6, and I could use the book with all the cool illustrations that I've colored, but I've also got, if you buy it on drive-thru, it comes with some other files. And I've got this guide to dungeon and room building tables. It comes as part of the part of the files that you can download when you purchase it on drive-thru. So we roll a d66 for the room, and depending on if we're in a room, we go down on the right side. If we're in a corridor, if we're in a hallway, we go down the left side. And everything that's on this page, matches up with what's in the book. Ooh, look at that little pop of color on your monsters killed tally sheet. Who knows where all Dunder Moose done colored in this thing. But this matches what's in For Against Darkness. So don't think this is a separate game or anything extra. This is just putting it all in table form. So let us start off. I'm going to roll. The green will always be the 10s on a D66. So we wind up with room 46. And here it is. And so it looks like we've just got a straight for 2 hallway. We've got a 3x3, and we've got a door. So let's just go ahead and put that door as... Well, now let me see. Here's part of the rules is like if it doesn't fit, you can massage it. You can rotate it. You can do what it takes. I'm thinking for this one, 46... We just need 11 squares. We might have to just might have to fill this in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, maybe we come out with it like this. So this is how I'm going to try to do that 3x3 room. And yeah, maybe I just put the extra 2 over here. In which case, this is our room, kind of an odd-shaped room. But now this section here, nobody can get into there. So I'm tempted to do my little trick and make this solid stone. I wonder... No, yeah, let's just go ahead and make that solid stone. I'm going to do the OSR blog thing that I read somewhere with the 3 lines. You just draw 3 of them in different orientations, and it somehow signifies that this is solid stone, that this is not to be confused with the open spaces on the map. Right? All right, so we got this kind of weird-shaped room 46, and now we've got to decide what are the contents of this room. Oh, you know what? Before we even find out the contents, I don't remember if we rolled to see if the door was locked or not. Locked doors, here on page 63. You may roll a die for every door that appears in a room. On a roll of 1 or 2, that door is locked. Then you roll a d6 for the level of the lock. And you mark it with an L. So when you're rolling for the level, 1 through 3 is door level 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 are as rolled. You can use lightning bolt or fireball. We don't have any magic users. A rogue may attempt to lockpick the door. Roll a die and add the rogue's level. If the rogue is alone in the room, no friends are watching his back, roll at -1. If the rogue beats the lock's level. Okay, so what we're going to do, you know what? This is my favorite illustration in this book, and I have not had the heart yet to color it because I don't want to mess it up. I feel like sooner or later I'm going to need to color this guy, but he's just so perfect. Look at him. Ooh, it's just disgusting. Just gross. Look at his feet. Look, he's got 2 different feet. He's just got rags, just holy rags hanging off of him. Ugh. Anywho, enough digression. We need to find out if the door's locked. It is on a 1 or a 2. It is locked. What is the level of the lock? If that is a level 6 lock. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put an L on that door as well. It's a level 6 lock, which means we can either bash it down or lockpick the door. I would have Billie try it because she's a level 2. So I could roll a d6 and add 2 to it and see if she can pick the lock. If she fails, she's just unable to the door and open the door, and it must be bashed down. So if we want to bash it down, then it's Drinian's turn. He's going to roll his level. If you beat the door, it opens. If you do not beat it, you may try again later. At any point, if you roll a 1, the noise attracts unwanted attention, and we're going to roll on the wandering monsters. All right. So here we are. We're at this door. We have rogues up front. We have a rogue and a Bumpy in the back. And we are going to let Billie try to roll against a level 6 lock, adding her 2 levels of experience to it. Hey, look at there. Billie has rolled herself a natural 6. So she's able to pick the lock, and now we can go into the room and we can decide, or we can figure out, what does the room contain? Now, this is 2d6 for the contents. So that's 2 plus 2, that's a 4. So we come down to 4, and it says roll d6 special events table. So I have rolled a 3, and the special events table is on page 33 for those following along in the home game. And a number 3 is, ooh, we have not seen this before. A lady in white appears and asks the party to complete a quest. If you accept, roll on the quest table. If you refuse, she disappears. Ignore any further appearances of the lady in white in the game. So, she only shows up once in an adventure. And I'm going to put my dice here. So now we got to think about this. Oh, also, I want to get better at doing this. I don't want to just be like mechanical, roll the dice. That's what it means, roll the dice. I'm going to try and get a little more into the whole, the cringe factor of just enjoying the role play. So I want you to close your eyes, unless you're driving. If you're driving and listening to this, do not close your eyes. Don't do it. If you're at work and you're spreadsheeting and you're listening, also don't close your eyes. You don't want anyone to think you're napping. But if you can, close your mind's eye. No, open your mind's eye and picture this. You are halfway through this. Well, you know what? The dungeon really doesn't have any. There's not really much flavor in here. So I'm gonna punt. I'm coming to my good old buddy here, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and we're just gonna get a little bit of a flavor for this thing. I'm gonna roll on an appendix here. So I'm here on page 217, and I know, I'm cheating. This isn't actually in For Against Darkness, but I'm on 217 of the first edition AD&D Dungeon Master's Guide, and I'm on the Unexplained Sounds and Weird Noises table. And we're just going to throw a D100, and we get a 72, which is scratching and descrabbling. All right, so we come into this room. This dungeon, and I keep hitting the camera with my hat, and I'm sorry for you guys watching at home and getting seasick. The whole time that our intrepid 4, who have the guts and the courage to throw their lives against the treasures that lay within, the 4 that are standing against darkness, they're sick of the creatures that come boiling out of this hole in the earth. They're sick of their supply lines being raided by goblins and orcs And they've decided that if no one else has the guts to take care of the problem, that they certainly do. So they fought their way in. It's been bloody. They've fought orcs. They've fought goblins. They've even seen some crazy misshapen conglomeration of animal beasts that turn into fire-breathing monsters called a chimera. They've seen all of that. And now they come into this room. They pick the lock. The door creaks open. And the room is full of the sounds of scratching. Almost like little children scratching at the walls. Little whispers. And up out of the middle of the floor, bathing the room in almost like a teal light, a woman rises. Her lacy garments float in the air as if she's swimming underwater. And she looks deep into Billie's eyes. And Billie can tell she's trying to say something. She's holding her hands up. She's offering. And they have to decide whether they want to hear what she has to say or not. Well, I mean, obviously this is an adventure, so we're going to hear her out. We are going to accept the quest. Okay, creepy lady, floating up through the floor. She's going to ask us to complete. Where is the quest table? You'd think the quest table will be right beside her. Okay, here we are. Quest table, page 39. And as the moaning voice of the spectral lady rises over the sound of giggling and whispering and scratching at the walls, she tells you that she wants you to bring me his head. Dang! Maybe we should have had her ask us for the quest before we accepted. Bring me his head, the creature asks the party to kill a boss monster. Roll on the boss table to determine who. The next time the party meets a boss in a room, instead of rolling it up, you may use the boss from the quest. Killing the boss and bringing its head to the creature's room completes the quest. And when a quest is completed, we get to roll on the epic rewards table. So, let's go to the boss table and see what we're looking for. Boss table D6, page 37 for those playing along at home. We got a number 2. It's an orc brute. Well, you know what we've hit plenty of orcs in this dungeon. Makes sense. So it's a level 5 orc brute that is the boss. She wants the head. All right, let's capture this. Lady in white. A white in white, if you will. A white in white. A white. The white in white wants the head of an orc brute. Bring me the head. Orc brute. All right, so if we roll up a boss monster, we can now substitute the orc brute for that, and then that will give us a chance. We'll get a chance to possibly complete this quest. All right, so special events. We cannot search the room because that is kind of a thing. So there are no other exits off of this room. So we have to go back through, and let's go to the room to the north. And if I didn't say this already, when they're in the hallway, they have a marching order. When they're in the rooms, they spread out. So it matters in the hallway for wandering monsters because they can attack from behind, and it matters who they have an attack on. But in a room, everybody's fair game. So is this door locked? It is not. So we go ahead and make our way through the door to the north, and what do we discover? But a 51. Green is always the 10 spot. 51 on the rooms table on our D66. So 51 looks like this. It's kind of a short hallway that splits off into 2 more hallways, and each one of them has a door. So, man, I gotta stop it. You know, I'm just gonna take the hat off. The hat is just, it is not worth it. It is not worth it at all. Anyway, 51. The room looks like this. It goes up 2, and then it splits and goes up 1 each side. And we have 2 more doors. So this is a hallway. We go back into our marching order. So Bumpy in the back, Rogue and Fighter up front. I'm sorry, Warrior. And let's see what is in this hallway. 3 plus 4 is a 7. So we roll a d6 on the minions table. And we get a 6. So who should we come across? But 2d6, I don't know if you said 2d6 fungi folk. 2d6 fungi folk. Level 3, treasure normal. Any character taking damage from the fungi folk must save versus level 3 poison or lose 1 life. Halflings add their level on this save. And on a 1 or a 2, they'll ask for a bribe. D6 per fungus. On a 3 through 6, they'll fight. So I'm afraid we're still not that wealthy. I'm afraid we're going to have to fight. But we got 2d6 of these bad boys. So that is 6 fungi folk. We got 6 fungi folk on the board. So I'm going to just get my little spin down dice here. Hopefully that's not got a glare on it like it did the last time. 6 fungi folk, and we are coming up on them. Now here's the deal. We can try to parlay instead of fighting. And in this case, if we roll a 1 or 2 on a d6, they'll ask for a bribe. They'll ask for a d6 per person. So that could be pretty expensive on the gold pieces front. Although we do have some treasure that we could pawn them off with. If we fight, we get to attack first. And then they get to attack back. If we parlay, they get to attack first. And man, I really would rather not fight these guys with that poison effect, but I feel like it's going to go better if we start swinging first. So we're going to attack. We're not going to parlay. We're not going to give them the chance to ask for a bribe. And so it's weapons, me lads. Let's do this. So Drinian is a level 1. He gets to add 1 to his attack. And he's also got a 2-handed weapon. So he gets to add 2. So Drinian is at a 7. Bumpy is got a hand weapon. So he's at a -1. And he can only add his level if he's fighting like big giant things. Like things that are bigger than him. Like trolls and ogres and stuff. So Bumpy's at a 3. But these guys are level 3. So that's a kill. So we got 2 kills right off the bat. Rat with a 6. Now 6s explode. So Rat gets to roll again and add it. So that's 9 points of damage for Rat. -1 because of the hand weapon. That could be offset because Rat is a rogue. If we outnumbered them, Rat gets to add his level. The problem is we don't. It's 6-4. So, but still, 9 is enough to kill. And here's the thing is if you do enough damage to do a multiple of their level, you kill that many. So Rat, with rolling a 9, has actually killed 3 of them. Sadly, Billie, she tried, but she rolled a 1, -1 for her hand weapon. She got a 0. So we got 3, 4, 5 kills on the fungi folk right off the bat, which means there's only 1 fungi folk left. But the bad news is now it's that fungi folks turn. So I'm going to roll to see who he attacks. Actually, I don't have to roll all of them. They are in front of us and we've got marching order. So he's either going to be attacking Drinian or Billie. Let's see who he goes for. Looks like he's attacking Drinian. So Drinian is a level 1. He's got defense of +1 because of his armor. Right? So Drinian needs to roll over a 3, and he gets +1 to the roll. He'd get +2 if he had a shield, but I gave him a 2-handed weapon. So we need to get over a 3. And we can't. A meets it doesn't beat it on a defense. On a defense, you have to beat it. On attack, meets it beats it. Right? So I don't need to roll a 3. I need to roll a 4 or better. So here we go. And Drinian rolls a 1. Plus 1 is 2, which is not enough. So Drinian loses a point of damage. So he goes from 5 hit points down to 4. And he could possibly be poisoned. Let me see how that works again. Minions. Fungi folk. Any character taking damage from the fungi folk must save versus level 3 poison or lose 1 life. And Drinian's not a halfling, so he got a 1. So, alright. So Drinian loses 2 life. 1 for being schwacked. And the other from that awful, awful fungi poison. So Drinian is sick. He goes down to 3 hit points, and we're back to the top of the order. Now it's all 4 of them are attacking again. And only Bumpy has a -1. Rat is even because his hand weapon is -1, but because they outnumber him, he gets to add his level, which is 1. And that means Billie's actually gets to add 2. Because she is level 2. So let's see how it plays out. So Drinian with a 7, that'll kill. I guess we don't really even need to worry about the rest because that's a dead fungi folk. And what that means is I can cross off a 6th minion group that we've defeated down here. When we get to 10, we get a chance to level somebody up. So I'm just going to write in this corridor that we came across 6 fungi folk. I feel like I should be calling it fungi. Or is it fungi? Or is it fungi? Fungi, fungi, fungi. The more you say all of them, the less right they all sound. Anyway, we have a decision to make. Are we going left door or right door? Well, let's see. I'm going to do red for right and green for left. And we'll see if either of them are locked. They are both locked. Let's see what level. Level 3 and level 3. So they're both level 3 locked doors. So I guess pick your poison. We're going to go to the door on the left. And we're going to start with picking the lock. I'm going to have Billie try to pick the lock. So she gets to roll against a 3 and add her level. And with a natural 6, the lock is picked. And we go on into the next room. All right. Close your inner eye with me and imagine you have just had a very disconcerting encounter with a ghostly woman who screamed for you to bring her the head of an orc lord. And then you went through the next room into a forking tunnel and were immediately beset by 6 disgusting, poisonous spores floating off of them with every movement. Mushroom people. And their mouths open, but they were unable to vocalize. So you have no idea if they were laughing or screaming as you cut them down. Probably screaming. Anyway, we make it. We pick our lock onto the leftmost door. And I need the green and the black. And we find ourselves in room 22. Room and or hallway 22. 22 is just a 3x3 room with 2 doors coming off of it. So I'm going to scooch these guys up a little bit out of the way. Did it have a thing on it? Sorry, my brain immediately forgot what I was looking at. 22. Yeah, so it's got a little square on the bottom. So there's a little bit of room. So square on the bottom, 3x3. And 2 doors. Which now you see we have like reached the back of our complex. So this is either going to be a hallway or a closet. Is that on camera? Are you guys? Yeah, okay. So what's in this room? This is a 5. This is on the room column. Empty. Roll D6 special feature table. All right, 1. I feel like we might have had a 1 before on the special feature. This isn't a special event, it's a special feature. So here's the special feature table. It's on page 32. Oh man, I need to color that carrion crawler. So we roll a 1. It's a fountain. All wounded characters recover 1 life the first time they encounter a fountain in an adventure. Further fountains have no effect. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So we come into the room and there's a fountain here. And so that means Drinian comes back up to 4. Billie comes back up to 4 hit points. Rat comes up to 4. Oh, man. And Bumpy comes up to 3. So we all get healed up in the fountain room. And we can search because it was empty. And we got the little cloud here. So on a 2, searching 2 to 4, room or corridor is actually empty. Okay, so there's no extra special surprises in here. It's just empty. So the green is the left. The black is the north. And the green door is locked. The top door is not. So we're going to go ahead and try the top door and see what comes of it. It is a 44. Hopefully you guys are getting used to the flow of this game. And hopefully I'm actually playing it a little better this time around. I know in the last video I missed some things, but or did some math wrong. But I was playing till way late at night, and my math skills deteriorated. All right, here's 44. It's a 4x2 room with kind of a bump up to the north. Again, we're just gonna grab the width of it. We're gonna put a door on the bottom and then do a 4 with another door. All right, so we've already got the bottom door, this one, and so I'm just gonna push off to the right. 1, 2, 3. We'll have it be like the kind of corridor that goes out that way. So that's 4 to the right, and then another door. And what is in this corridor? I got a 3. I'm on the corridor table on the left. Roll D6 traps table. Uh-oh. 4. So our trap is a number 4. And the traps are over by my little creepy guy here. So traps are on page 62. Hey, look how fast I found that. Look at that book control. All right, so a 4 on the traps table is a bear trap, level 4, hitting the character leading the marching order. So, okay, Drinian, that's you, bro. Drinian gets hit with a bear trap. So what is a bear trap? Well, let me read to you. Bear trap. The character must roll d6 to trying to beat the level of the trap. Halflings and elves roll at +1. Rogues have their level. A character failing the roll has a foot caught in the bear trap. The character loses 1 life and will have -1 to attack and defense rolls until that lost life is recovered and his limping leg heals. A limping character will roll at -2 against other bear traps or trapdoors. Okay. Yikes. Okay, so first of all, Drinian goes back down to 3. And he's got a -1 penalty until that gets healed. Wait, I'm sorry. He has to roll to try to beat the level of the trap. Did we already do that? I don't think so. Okay, well, what's the level of the trap? It's a level 4. Okay, Drinian. Drinian got a 3. So Drinian gets chomped by the bear trap, loses a life, -1 to his attack and defense rolls until he heals. And bad news for us, the fountain room only works the first time you walk into it. So we can't get rid of that disablement. So he's going to be limping around, and he's also going to be at -2 against other bear traps or trapdoors. So if we get trapped again, Drinian's at a -2. Let me just make a point of that as well. -2 versus trap doors, bear traps. I know that's super tiny, and like I did it over here, but I can read that, and hopefully I will remember it. Alrighty. Oh, yuck. But we can search the. I'm sorry. It says if survive, roll a d6 treasure table. So Drinian did survive it. We get a 4, and let's see what. I do appreciate that. The reason the traps are there is because there is treasure. So let's see what treasure we get. I rolled a 4, right? Short-term memory fail. I think Drinian rolled a 4. Yeah, because he didn't roll that on the trap, or he would have. A 4 on the treasure table is 1 gem worth 2d6 times 5 gold pieces. Oh, snap. You guys saw that, right? That's 12. That is 12 times 5. That is 60 gold pieces gem. So I'm going to write that as well. I'm going to write bear trap 60 GP gem. And we're gonna give that to Drinian because he took the chomp on that one. Now here's the thing. If I'm using this in another game after the fact, I might need to change the values of the treasures. Right? Like if I was playing a 1E game and I'm looking at least 1500 gold to level up, a 60 GP gem might not be that big of a deal. Right? Maybe not. I don't know. I would say again, we're just playing this right now. We're just having fun, but also with the mindset that we're going to be taking the things that we create and using them in another game. So if you're playing 5e or Pathfinder or Shadow Dark or whatever, you may need to do a little bit of adjusting of the values to make sure that the stuff that's supposed to be cool and a big boon in this also hits that way, or don't just say this is level 1. You don't get big bumps on level 1. Either way, we need to figure out if this door is locked. It is not, so we're going to carry on through, and on the other side we're going to find a number 13. I got a feeling I'm going to have to adjust whatever 13 is to fit where we are. 13 is this big kind of S-curve number 2 looking hallway, which actually might work for us. It is 4 wide, and then it goes 4 down, and then 4 wide, and then 3 down, and then 5 wide. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3. And this is the 4th one. Then it goes down 2. And then it comes back in 3. And then it goes down 3. And then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm just going to draw in the rest of the connected hallway. And if you look at it, the doors are, well, there'd be a door here and a door here. So let's flip that around and put them on the bottom side, just so that it makes more sense. So that gives me a door here and a door here. All right, so we are back in our marching order in the hallway. So far, nobody's dropped the lantern, so that's good. And we're going to see what's in this twisty, turny corridor. We're making our way down. This is a 9. It is empty. We're going to search to see if there's any treasure. And on a 5, we get to choose. You find a clue, a secret door, or a hidden treasure. Now, we ran into this last game. All 3 of these can be good in their own right, especially the secret door if you need to get out of the dungeon quick. The secret door can be a secret way out. That might be the play, especially if we're trying to Jaquays this thing for a later use. We don't want it to just be one way in. Let's try. We tried the hidden treasure last time, and it was a spider. Let's try the secret door and see what that gets us. Hidden treasure, clues, secret door. You found a secret door or passage. Draw a door on one side of the current room or corridor and roll another random room that connects with it. You may spy in the room and determine its content before stepping into it, and you may decide to leave it alone if the danger seems too much for the party. If you find any treasure behind a secret door, its gold piece value is doubled. If you decide to enter the secret room, any monsters in the room will be surprised. Reduce their level by 1 to a minimum of 1 in the first turn of the ensuing combat. When you find a secret door, roll a die. On a 6, congratulations, you have found a safe shortcut out of the dungeon. You can exit the dungeon by reaching this room at any time. So first we got to roll up and see what kind of a room we hit. We got an 11 on the other side of our secret door. So figuring out what an 11 is will make it easier for me to determine where the door is for drawing it. So 11 is just a straight hallway. Here it is. Just a straight hallway with a couple. So we got a corridor coming off of it. And we're going to peek in there and see what's in the corridor. It's a 10. It's an empty corridor, but we can search it. So let's see. Where are we going to put this secret door? Well, let's put it right here. I'm just going to draw an S for secret. And it's a corridor, and I'm going to roll a d6 and see if it, in fact, does lead to the outside. On a 6, this thing is an exit. Oh, that was a 3, so it is not. So it's just an empty hall room. So we are going to definitely search, because, remember, we get a bonus on any treasure we find. And on a 5, in corridors, it's -1. So 4. Oh, what a waste. The room actually it's just an empty hallway and nothing more. Womp womp. Thanks for playing, Dunder Moose. Try again next time. Anywho, we're going to move on. Are either of these doors locked? The green is on the left. The black is on the right. Neither are locked. So I think the play is to head straight downwards and see what's on the other. We've got a number 14. And that's like this kind of I-beam looking thing with a door 3 wide and 4 wide. Door on the right, door on the left. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a corridor 6 squares tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's like this. And there is another door right here. And then there is a door down here. And it looks like these two are open. So that gives us lots of options. Let's see what's in the hallway. I rolled a 3. 3 is another traps. Uh-oh, and I rolled a 3 on the traps table. So 3 on the traps. A trap door, level 4, opens under the feet of the character leading the marching order. You know what we should have done? We should have taken Drinian out of the lead, because he has got to get over a 4 to keep from falling, and he's already at -2 because of the bear trap. So he basically needs a 6 to not fall in the trap. Drinian. Oh, buddy. Oh, Drinian. Okay, so the trapdoor gets you. The character must roll d6 versus the level of the trap. Roll at -1 if you have light armor, and at -2 if you have heavy armor, and at +1 if you are a halfling or an elf. Rogues add their level. A character failing the roll falls into the trapdoor, losing 1 life. In addition, it will take at least another character to help him out of the trapdoor. If you fall in a trapdoor and you are alone, you die. Alright, so Drinian hitting those traps. He's back down to 2 hit points. And so we need to take some time to haul him up out of the trapdoor. So, just going to say trap door right outside the door. Just whoomp, just down he goes. Oh, my goodness, guy. My goodness. All right. Well, if you survive the trap, you get to roll d6 on the treasure table, and we got a 6, which is a good roll, because I think that means we get some magic treasure. All right. On a 6, Drinian has... Oh, wait, no. I get to... Okay, if I roll a 6, 1 random magic item from the magic table below. Sorry, that's not on camera, is it? I got a 6, so I get to roll 1 magic item. And Drinian rolled another 1. User may cast sleep spell 3 times before its energy is depleted. Only wizards and elves may use it. Add the user's level to determine the spell roll, as you would do for a sleep spell cast by that character. Okay, so what happens? The door slides open. Drinian bars the way with 1 meaty arm, looking at Billie next to him, and he hefts his mighty warhammer, and he says, "Let me check it out first." And then he limps on his bleeding calf, pushes his way through the door, and immediately just the floor just drops out from under him, and he just hollers, not like a little yipe, but like a full-throated man yell, like bellowing like a Norse god, like screaming the way my friend Andy screamed when we watched Jurassic Park in the theater, and the raptor poked its face through the wire, just eyes closed. Whoom, and he lands on his bad, broken, bitten leg, and it kills. And when he's finally hauled up out of the pit, he sees something just sticking out of his thigh, and he pulls it, and it's another wand of sleep, which is useless, but perhaps he can sell it. He hands it to Billie, and he tells her, "Oh, I should have let you go first." And Billie grabs it, with a wry grin. She was pretty alarmed to see him drop through the floor like that, but she's relieved that he's still alive. And she uses her cloak to wrap around and kind of wipe a little bit of the slick off the end of it that his thigh meat put on there when it went in. This is probably so cringe. Anyway, my camera phone is telling me that we're about to run out of batteries. So, I feel like you guys have got this. I don't feel like I need to keep playing it out in front of you. So, unless I am persuaded to continue the ongoing saga of Drinian, Billie, Rat, and Bumpy, I may just finish this dungeon on my own. And then I'll probably play through it one more time so that I've got 3 levels to use. And then my plan is to do another video follow-up of this one where we look at what we generated and ask ourselves, what is it going to take to turn this into something gameable for my table, for my face-to-face group, for my people, right? They don't necessarily care about, the saga of Rat or something, but, if they find if they find half of a warrior's boot in a bear trap, there's the dungeon has some history to it, right? So I'm gonna finish this on my own, unless you guys say no. I really want to see the end of this event, and then maybe I'll film another one. I feel like I need to get these shorter instead of longer, and then I'll do my wrap up saying what kind of a tool is 4 Against Darkness for generating these kind of dungeons for your own game, and maybe I'll do that one live, and maybe that'll be the one where I do the raffle, and like if you enter, I'll do one of those random spinny things for everybody that's in it, and you guys could could get me to mail you this to your own home or post office box or whatever, your very own hand illustrated, one of a kind Dunder Moose copy of 4 Against Darkness. We'll see. Anyway, I thank you guys for being with me. Thanks for 2 years of just an amazing time talking to amazing people about this hobby that we all love. If you want more of this kind of thing, if you want to see where this goes, make sure to subscribe. If you liked it and you want to encourage me, give me a thumbs up. And if not, go ahead and tell me in the chat or in the comments, yeah, this is why this one kind of missed for me. I didn't like having a phone in your face the whole video, Dunder. That was awkward. Don't forget, my ring light is really putting a glare on it. Mongoose and Meerkat, as well as several other amazing. They just don't. You say they don't make them like this anymore. Well, they are. Kursova is putting out some great stuff. He's raising funds to try and finance his next Kursova, the fall edition. So definitely check him out. Throw him some love. Throw a coin to your Witcher, and then we can continue getting awesome fiction that wasn't written a long time ago, but has that same ethos. This has been Dunder Moose. I will see you guys on the next one.